Hello, world. Jeff Cavanaugh here at the 105.3 The Fan headquarters. You can kind of see the back of Chris Arnold's head while I'm talking to you. Oh, there's his face. That's a two-time Hall of Famer right there. Cowboys news of the day. CA hovers. I got rules when it comes to reports. Right? The idea of Malik Hooker with the Cowboys. You know what I do when I hear there's a rumor about Malik Hooker? I ask people who would know. And people who would know, here's what they say about Malik Hooker, and here's what they say about Leighton Vander Esch, okay? Rumorooski is that Malik Hooker is somebody the Cowboys have kind of circled back and been interested in. People who would know say they haven't talked to Malik Hooker since the initial visit with DeMonte KZ, and when they chose KZ over Hooker, you know? Good call, CA. I wonder if that audio is going to be in the video. Who cares, you know? That's the thing. When you're a content creator, background noise happens, distractions happen in the field. Distractions also get you killed, so you got to be careful. That's why CA is keeping an eye out. So the Malik Hooker thing, I wouldn't worry about it, because people who would know say the Cowboys haven't had any contact since the initial visit, where DeMonte KZ was the more healthy guy, and so that's the guy that they went with. They said, "Oh, we're going to sign the guy that we think will be healthy and be ready to play." Now, we move on to Leighton Vander Esch. Rumorooski's about a trade. I saw Jane Slater this morning mentioning that the Cowboys were saying, "Yeah, people called, but we like him, and he's going to be here." And he's going to be here in the future, not just this year. Well, as the great Skywalker Steele once said, actions speak louder than words. He's just somebody who I saw tweet that this morning. I don't think he came up with that, but don't worry about that. And the actions are they didn't pick up his fifth-year option. So the idea that Vander Esch is a huge part of the future is probably hogwash, is what I would say. See, you got a better word for hogwash? Hogwash.
Lies.
Lies. It's probably lies. But here's the thing. Trading Leighton Vander Esch makes no sense. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? I'll tell you why right now. I really need Botox, don't I? CA, do you get Botox or do you just naturally look good forever?
Mom and Dad got good genes. Sure. Mom and Dad got good genes.
Shots fired at my parents. Trading Leighton Vander Esch makes no sense, and here's the reason. What would you get, in theory, for Leighton Vander Esch? Somebody's like, yeah, we'll trade for Leighton Vander Esch. Man, we liked him 3 years ago. We'll trade for him. You'd probably get, what, a fifth-round pick? Something like that? For a one-year rental of a hurt guy? So probably not a whole lot. So in the case of him, you're better off just having him here. It's not worth it. If he plays well, somebody will sign him and you'll get a pick back later. So it makes a whole lot more sense, because here's the biggest thing that people ignore. When they talk about getting rid of all the players, like you cut this guy, get rid of this guy, get rid of this. What's the Cowboys' plan this year? The plan is to win the Super Bowl. No matter how realistic you think it is or isn't, the plan is to win the Super Bowl. So the idea of getting rid of a potentially good player for next to nothing just because you have other players at the position, that's crazy talk. It's hogwash. You got Keanu Neal? Maybe Keanu Neal plays over Vander Esch. Maybe he does. Maybe Jabril Cox works his way into playing a bunch of snaps and Leighton Vander Esch doesn't play a ton. But what would you rather have? A day 3 pick later? Or a guy who, he was an alternate, but it counts, a guy who once upon a time went to a Pro Bowl. Somebody's at CA's front door. Who is it?
I didn't look.
Package delivery.
But you know what I like what you just said?
What'd I do?
You just said, why would you get rid of depth?
Yeah, what the hell, guys? Oh, my God, there's too many linebackers on the roster. Whatever should the Cowboys do? Keep them. Let them play. Let them see who's the best, and then see who gets hurt. That's the beauty of Vander Esch. That's why if you wanted to trade a linebacker, I would try to trade Jalen Smith, because you're talking about, oh, no, we have too many. Well, you probably wouldn't get anything for Jalen Smith either, but that trade would serve a purpose, and the purpose would be that a year from now, your cap hit is almost nothing, and you would get out from under a contract. In the case of Leighton Vander Esch, you're getting rid of a guy just to get rid of a guy for next to nothing, who, if he has to play, can potentially really help your team. So the idea of a Vander Esch trade is silliness, and we're not going to worry about it. Malik Hooker, nothing there, at least for now, and we're not going to worry about it. Now, let me see if I can sneak a mailbag question in here. Troy, why are people so satisfied with Connor Williams? He is the weakest link. Can McGovern get a chance to start this year? That's what training camp is for, Troy. Training camp will determine who the best player is, and I don't think that this coaching staff has any loyalty to either one of those two players, so the best player will play. That'll be the general idea anyway. I don't think that there's a giant Connor Williams fan base in the coaching staff that's going to be like, no matter what, that's our guy. He's going to play. It's Connor versus Connor, Mortal Kombat style, and we'll figure out who the better player is. Connor Williams has turned into a guy that people are too mean to, though. I want to point that out to you guys. Connor Williams last year was, at worst, an average starting guard, and perhaps a little bit better than that. Connor Williams isn't a bad player. I think we all just expected something better quicker. But he's turned into a guy that's going to continue to start in the NFL for the next half decade. I like McGovern too, but just let him battle. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. You got a good offensive line, in theory. You got some depth there. Life's going to be okay. Let me see if I had one more mailbag question. Peter Hunt. Jeff, something's been bugging me about round 1 draft night. When we were on the clock at 10, the 2 corners were gone, but that left 2 quarterbacks available. Now, the Bears were determined to get Fields, and I have no doubt they called us before they called the Giants. Number 1, why didn't we take their offer? And number 2, why hasn't anyone, including you, talked about it? It feels like a cover-up, but that's definitely not your style. Please advise. Thanks, dude. The reason, we talked about it a little bit right after the draft, but what happened in the first round of the draft is the Cowboys liked the corners, right? They liked Patrick Surtain, and they liked J.C. Horn. When those 2 guys are gone, they really liked Micah Parsons. They had a really high grade on Micah Parsons. So for the Cowboys, they still had a guy they liked. They wanted to pick one of those other 2 guys, but they still had a guy that they really liked, and that's who they were going to pick. So the Bears call, and they say, hey, we'll give you this, and the Cowboys look at it, and they go, yeah, but that sends us all the way down to number 20. There's no chance we're going to be able to pick the guy that we really want here. So you take the smaller trade down because the Cowboys knew that both the Giants and the Eagles both wanted the same player, Devontae Smith. So you were holding, depending on how you play spades, either the ace of spades or the big joker. You were holding one of those 2. And you got to determine where will Devontae Smith play inside the division, and the Cowboys decided that we're going to add some value. We're going to send Devontae Smith to the Eagles, and we're still going to get our guy, which left the Giants stuck out as the odd man out of the teams in the NFC East, which made the Giants the team that would accept the Bears' offer. The Cowboys wouldn't accept it because they didn't want to tread past the point where they would get their guy. Micah Parsons was their guy. They wanted to get their guy. All right, make sure that you leave in the comments at youtube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh what you want to hear about tomorrow. You can leave a message for CA. Leave a question for CA, and I'll just email him. I'll fire him off an email. See? He's ready. Mavericks can kick ass tonight. Are the Mavericks going to kick ass tonight?
Sideways.
All right, so leave that in the comments. And also leave me your favorite dipping sauce. Your favorite dipping sauce. I like gravy. I like that, like the garlic sauce. I like those 2 different things. Those are things I like. But leave me your favorite dipping sauce. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. And I love you. Bye.